Hello and welcome to episode 8 of my Wild Knitting podcast. My name is Martina Elisabetta and today we're gonna talk about a cascade of whips. I'll show you also one finished object and I'll put timestamps on this video if I manage, so you can skip if you're not interested, and you can skip and check other parts of the video. Last time I showed a couple of things that I made, like earrings and pendants, and I published them on my Ko-Fi page, and they just sold out straight after after a few days I uploaded the previous episode. So I want to thank you so much, all the people who bought what I made, and I really hope you will receive it as soon as possible. The postal system is a little bit wonky here in Italy. I try to do my best. It's already all the orders have been sent, so they should, let's pray that they will arrive soon. And then I want to thank the people who bought me a coffee, donated a little bit of money to the channel on Ko-Fi. I want to name all of you if I can. So thank you so much, Heidi. Thank you. It's so appreciated. Thank you to Corin. Thank you to Claire Lee. Thank you to Shelley. Thank you to Anna, Michelle, Ramya, Madeline, Susan in Scotland, Joanna, Katie. Thank you, Cindy, Susie, Suzanne, Mary, Louise, Julie. Thank you to Francesca and Motem99. Sorry, that wasn't your name. And if I didn't mention here, because I could just see Ko-Fi supporter, so I couldn't figure out your name. But thank you so very much to all the people who donated to the channel. Every time I received a donation, I was feeling so blessed and emotional. I'm getting emotional already. So thank you so very much. It's so appreciated, and I hope to keep making things that gives you a bit of joy, Yes, the kindness is just, I feel that I'm being showered and blessed with this amount of kindness, and it's just unbelievable. But it's believable because it's happening, but it wasn't believable before, if that makes sense. So thank you. And I want to announce a little tiny giveaway that I want to do. I do not know how I feel about giveaways, because there is always still such a tiny percentage of chance to win the giveaway, unless there are like very few people, then the chance grows. But I think it's still a really nice way to give a bit of gratitude towards the people that have been here and you, and so I want to do a small giveaway, and I am figuring out the price, what I want to gift or give away. So I have made a couple of things that I want to give away. The shop will be remaining closed or out of stock, because I need a little bit of a break. Downstairs is super cold these days. I've been so cold and I can't feel my fingers, and I need to work with my fingers. So I'll wait before make more buttons, make more tiny jewelries. But these are the ones that I have still kind of in stock, but I want to give away. So these are the just, wooden olive tree wood earrings. I think they're really, really nice. This piece of olive, it's just so beautiful. It has this beautiful veins. It has so much character. So I thought I'd make a little bit more pieces to give on the giveaway. So you will receive, if you participate, and I'll tell you in a bit what you can do to participate, you will receive these earrings. You will receive 3 buttons that I made, and these buttons are oval. The wood is still absorbing the oil. I made 3 buttons. Keep dropping them. I made 3 buttons like that, and you can wear them. You can place them on your cardigans or whatever you want, either vertical or horizontal. And I think they're very beautiful with this, grains, and they're very nice. And I made 3. And then you will have a pendant. This is just like a almost full moon pendant, still with these beautiful, beautiful veins. And then 2 stitch markers. I've been making stitch markers as well, experimenting with making stitch markers. These are for up to 4 millimeters needles. So nice stitch markers. I can show you, they're all different. They're nice. So you will receive all of these in a prize in the giveaway. I want to do this giveaway, and what you can do to participate, you just comment down here on the comment section something about your favorite. You can comment your favorite type of plant-based yarn and what you would like to knit with it, or what you already knitted with it. I hope that's clear. You can just comment and be like, I like linen, I want to knit ranunculus in linen, whatever. That's it for the, love and my gratitude for you. I will express more gratitude, and I still have a lot of thankfulness and gratitude in my heart. But let's move into the knitting, shall we? So, I am wearing a finished object that I showed you in the previous podcast episode. This is, my pants also funny. This is the ranunculus, another one that I've knitted. You can find all the details of this pattern, this project on my previous podcast episode. I'm not going to bore you with it too much, but I used a plant-based fiber and holding it together with the mohair and cotton fiber. And I really love, I've been wearing it more than I should have. No, but I've been wearing it quite a lot with, high-waisted pants like these ones, jeans, skirts, and I also wore it just with a top underneath, like a bralette. When it was there was a beautiful sunny day and I was in the sun, and I was like, let me dare to have just this on. And it was really nice. It's see-through, so it's nice to have something underneath. But everyone is free to wear things as they like. So this was a previous finished object, and I really like it. I'm making another ranunculus. I realized that I talked about ranunculus pattern, which is this pattern, every episode almost. maybe the first episode I haven't talked about it, but almost every episode of my podcast, and I recorded 8 episodes, so I guess I really like this pattern. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you my one and only finished object for this week. So let me regroup. I have in the previous episode I complained a little bit that I tried to cast on and then ripped back this pattern 4 times. I'm talking about the leaf top by the knit stitch. And I really liked the design of this top. I loved that it was a cardigan design, a top, really nice stitch pattern. And when I cast it on 4 times and ripped it back 4 times, I genuinely thought there was a mistake in the pattern. So first, the first 3 times I cast it on and rip it back, I kind of started to think that it was my fault, that I wasn't paying enough attention to the pattern. But the 4th time I was like, I'm pretty sure there is a mistake. Some of you commented on my previous video that probably there was, I could just head to the Raverly page and, contact the designer, the people that knitted it, because many people knitted it, and ask questions. My battery is running out. I checked the pattern page and I saw that no one was complaining. There was a person that was complaining that she thought there was a mistake, but then I checked where she thought there was a mistake and there wasn't. Apparently the designer kind of edited the pattern and then, republished it or something. But no one... Actually, there were like probably 300 projects and no one really complained. So I started to think, Martina, maybe there's a problem with you. So what I've done is I've decided to knit another section of the top. It's knitted in 3 sections, flat, and then it's sewn together. So I decided to knit another section, and then maybe by the time I would have finished knitting it, I would have figured out the stitch and kind of, solve the problem, the mistake. And then I realized that I've been reading the decrease wrong. So the main decrease is called central double decrease in the pattern, but there is one decrease which is called left leaning decrease. Is more than one throughout the pattern, but it's a lot less than the central double decrease. So I read central double decrease instead of left leaning decrease, and that was the mistake. So I've been wrong all along and I feel so bad, but I'm also really happy that I was wrong, because then I got to knit this beautiful pattern. And so sometimes it's really nice to be wrong. Most of the time I think it is important to be wrong, because it humbles us and it gives us many opportunities, to start again, to learn from our mistakes. And I was deeply wrong, so I'm sorry if I complained. I still think that the pattern is more like a graphic design issue for me. The pattern is so dense, like the text. You have to follow this long text and it's so dense. And I don't have a printer in my house here, so I will have to, print it. And maybe if you have it printed, it's better than on your phone. Usually I read patterns on my phone unless I print them. So I think the text is quite dense. So it's more like a graphic design complaint for me. So I would maybe put a little bit more space between the different rows and lines. so you can take a breather and you don't get lost while you follow the pattern. But the rest, the pattern is quite nice and easy. I'm gonna shut up and show you this. So when it comes to the knitting, it's done. I've also blocked it, and the only thing that is missing are the buttons. So this is the leaf top, and as you can see, I need to add the buttons, and I've been making buttons as I mentioned before, but it was so cold, my hands, I couldn't feel my hands. Those buttons that I made are too big, and I want to make small, cuter buttons, and I'm taking my time. And another thing that I want to mention is that Mickey is coming. Another thing that I want to mention is that I recorded an episode dedicated to this pattern. It's not a podcast episode, it's more like a vlog. I really got inspired by Francesca from the Knitting, an Italian Knitter podcast. She created this nice vlog. Ciao, Pippi! Dimmi su, su, su. This is our neighbor dog. Doing here? What you doing? What is she doing here? She's just the funniest and the cutest doggo. Pippi. Her name is Pippi. Just Pippi. You go. Go. All right. Keep on talking. So I watched a video that Francesca from an Italian Knitter podcast. She made this really awesome vlog where she started to knit a pattern, and she showed the journey from start to end of the pattern. And I was really happy and inspired, so I decided to straight up copy her. Sorry, Francesca, I'm being copycat. But I really like that format, even if it's a lot of work, because you have to film throughout the days and, you know, edit, all of that. But so you will see more detailed informations and the process of me knitting this pattern on the vlog. I loved it. It was really nice. So I'll edit it soon and publish it so you can see the process from starting to ending this. You will see more information about this pattern and the finished results, with also the buttons on and me trying it and so on that vlog episode. But it's beautiful. It has this beautiful stitch, and it's fairly easy to make this specific stitch. But it requires, if you are kind of like a beginner, intermediate knitter, it requires a little bit of, attention. It's not really a mindless knit, let's say. But I'll... You back? Nothing. She wants to join. So you will see all of the detailed, the more detailed information of this pattern on the other video that I'll publish very soon. I knitted it in a commercial yarn called Drops Muscat, the color 83, I believe, which is a kind of off-white color. And I loved it. I think if you don't want to have it cardigan style, you can knit the back panel twice and then you will have kind of a top, and you sew it together and you will have like a simple top. But I really liked the buttons details, and you know, since I make buttons, why not knitting a cardigan? So yeah, if you wanna have more information, there will be the video soon, coming up soon. Pippi, I have to continue the video. You say goodbye or bye? No? What's happening? What's happening? They're going. Gotcha. Okay, so she's Pippi. She's just a pleasure. Every time she comes, it's just so fun and she's so friendly. I love it. Okay, this pattern and the pattern that I'm gonna show you, I've been knitting them for the Welcome Spring Knit Along. It's a knit along I'm hosting where, you know, we are knitting any pattern that we like with a plant-based fiber to learn about plant-based fibers. And let me say that I've been learning a lot about plant-based fibers. So this top, it was just plain, you know, cotton, 100% cotton yarn, and it was fairly easy to knit. However, this one, this is the Anchor Summer shirt by Petite Knit. I've not finished it yet. I need to finish the sleeves. They are on a piece of waste yarn. And it's a beautiful pattern, so I have nothing to say about the pattern. There is another person in our Discord group that we're, you know, having for this knit along. Her name is Vanessa, and she's making, she's knitting the Anchor Summer shirt as well in white, and I'm really excited to see how that's going for her. But it's beautiful, and what I've been using for this pattern is I've been holding together two yarns. One is 100% linen cone. My goodness, I'm not prepared today. When am I? When am I prepared? So I have been holding these two yarns together. One is this lace 100% linen cone, and the other one is one of my favorite cotton yarns, and it's called Giza, and it's this beautiful burnt orange color. However, I played yarn chicken. You will see a lot of playing yarn chicken in this episode. So I had only 3 skeins, 50 grams of this cotton one, and towards the end I decided to change the cotton one and use another cotton yarn that I had in my stash, so I could use the left over yarn that I had that I have for the sleeves. So I've been using this one for the bottom hem, and it's fairly similar, as you can see. This yarn is just not so deeply twisted, but the color is fairly similar. This is a bit darker, and in fact you can see it. kind of, but I think it's still really nice. I'm not a perfectionist person at all, far from that. So I don't mind if it's just, you know, slightly darker. It's still really nice. And of course I rolled it together with the linen cone, but I have to say that it wasn't a huge pleasure to knit on this garment. The pattern is completely nice and clear and easy, but holding these two together was such a pain. Not really a pain, but you know, this linen cone, the thread will, if I wasn't paying enough attention, I would just leave it behind. So it was difficult, and also the tension. When I knit with plant-based yarns, I'm realizing I need to hold the thread tighter. So my tension changes quite a lot depending on the type of yarn. Overall, I like this. I think I would have liked maybe to knit size smaller, because it feels a little bit baggy. I've tried it on. It's a little bit baggy, but that's okay. It's still nice. If I do not like it, maybe I can gift it to my mom if she likes it, or we'll see. But it's a beautiful pattern. I highly recommend it if you want like a very simple t-shirt, top down. So it's really nice that it's top down. And I also recommend these two yarns, the Giza, sorry, the condition of the skein, and the saffron, sorry, this is the saffron, drops saffron. I had it in my stash, and I have many skeins, so I can definitely knit more tops, another top with this one. But it's a nice top, and I just need to give it a little bit more love, block it, and it will be done. So my two welcome spring patterns are almost done, and I'm very, very happy, especially with this one. But you will see more on the other video. Okay, so I absolutely want to show you a fun, super fun project. But no, first of all, I'll show you this one. Last episode, I've shown you this as a whip, and it's still a whip. This is a cardigan that I'm knitting. I'm not following any pattern, so it's just, you know, a simple, super simple cardigan. Raglan construction, and I finished the body. It's a very drapey cardigan, very drapey, and I don't know if I'll put buttons or I'll just leave it hanging. But I really like it. I like this kind of raglan construction, and it's super soft and drapey and squishy. I'm using this really nice yarn, this one. This is a wool, mohair and lurex yarn. The lurex is this kind of glittery, super tiny thread, but there isn't much of it. It's not really too glittery. I really like it. It's super light and it's a bit see-through. I think it will make a really nice cardigan for, you know, summer evenings, and who knows, a nice light cardigan. Okay, so I thought I'd frog this I thought I would frog these socks. However, I'm almost done with the first one, and I really like this color and this kind of pattern. It's just a vanilla sock. I'm almost done. Sorry, the stitches. I'm almost done. I'm knitting it with the 2mm circular needles, and I've also done the cuff of the second one. So I think I'll as you can see that or hear, the tone of my voice lowered, and I have less energy when I think about this project. However, it will be something that I really will appreciate to have, because I don't own, I just own one other woolly sock that I knitted last year for myself, but it is pretty chunky, so I've knitted it in a DK yarn, so it's a little bit, you know, more bulky, and I really would love to have these socks. So I think I'll give it a try and knit it when I feel doing it. But I've been knitting a couple of, you know, more than a couple of rows on these socks, and I really want to finish them. It would be really nice to have them, really nice. So those socks, really nice. I'm knitting them with the Drops Fable in the multicolor yarn, and it's this kind of like variegated brownish and whitish and grayish yarn, if that makes sense. So it's self stripes, as you can see, and I know I'm a pretty bad person that I, you know, leave the stitches free, but yeah, I needed the needles. Okay, so next project is something that it was a little bit out of my style, but I'm enjoying it so much. So this one is the Look at My Holes by James and Watts. I got inspired by Kat from Heather and Hops. She knitted one, maybe even more than one, in black, I think. And it's this kind of t-shirt. I'll put a picture here. And it's kind of this t-shirt with a lot of holes, so it's really see-through. But I think it's really nice because then you can put maybe a top underneath and, you know, style it as you wish. It's a top-down construction, and it's so fun and addicting. I just loved. I had a problem, as you can see, it's 2 colors, and it wasn't supposed to be 2 colors. However, I really like these 2 colors together. I thought I had enough yarn of this brown cotton one. I bought this brown cotton yarn in a small boutique or store in Portugal when I was living there, and it's called Trama Rustica 500/4, and it's 100% cotton, and one skein is 100 grams per 147 meters. I didn't really read the pattern super deeply, would you say? Well, I just, you know, picked through it, and I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And I decided to use this yarn, but I finished it halfway through here. And instead of, you know, buying another skein online and just wait for it, I decided to knit it in this, to continue knitting it in this white color. Now I just separate one sleeve, and I'm gonna go and separate the other 2, but it's so fun. Knitting on this is just so fun. I love also the raglan construction. It's just so fun. I think I'm gonna knit at least one more in a less, I think this is a DK yarn. So I think I'm gonna knit it in a fingering weight yarn, like this one, for example, because then it will feel a little bit less bulky. This feels a little bit bulky on the touch, which is totally okay. But I think I want something really light to have on top of my, bralettes or tops or anything. But I think I really like it. I really hope I will wear it as much as I enjoyed knitting it, if that makes sense, because I love these two colors together. I think brown and white are just an amazing color combination. However, maybe it's not the best combination for this pattern, but we'll see when I'll finish knitting it, and if it will be too weird, then maybe I can either frog it or gift it or, still wear it. I usually wear all the things that I make all the time, or I give them. The yarn is honestly nothing special. This is why I was not really excited to buy just one skein of it for the sake of finishing this pattern. Not that this pattern doesn't deserve to, have the right yarn to be finished. It's just that, buying something, just one skein on a store in Portugal, because there aren't stores that sell this in Italy, at least I checked. I just didn't want to buy, more of this yarn. It's okay, it's just that it's a very very simple cotton yarn. So what I'm using now is a yarn that I mentioned already maybe 3 times in my podcast episodes, and this is a beautiful cotton yarn. Honestly, this is an Egyptian cotton yarn called Giza or Giza by Borgo de Pazzi, which is an Italian company, and this is just the softest. It's a pleasure to work with. I really like this kind of twist that the yarn has. I really like this. And what I was thinking, I mentioned it already in my previous episode, I was thinking to, if I don't really like the white when I finish it, I was thinking to dye it maybe with avocado stones, so it would be like a lighter pink. So it would be like kind of this kind of color, maybe. Maybe, we'll see. But I really like white and brown together usually. I just have to see if they will fit on this pattern. But I really love this pattern. It's 100% recommended. I think James and Watt is a very fun designer. He has really fun and size inclusive designs, and I know that for some people they look a little bit, not so classical, but I think that it all depends what yarn you use and how you style his garments. But I think they're super fun, super nice, super excited. I think I knitted this in 1.5 days, and I'm already, more than halfway through the pattern. Last 2 projects. One is Barely a Whip, and this one, it's also a pattern that I've been picking up again. I kind of left it, I kind of gave the priority to other patterns, but this is another ranunculus. I've started it You could see it in episode number 6, so 2 episodes ago. Now I think about in episodes, but more than 3 weeks ago. And I have been continue knitting on it the past couple of days, and I really like how it's turning out. I like the stitch definition on this pattern, and I'm using Drops Bomull Lean colorway 05. And this yarn I think is really nice. I think it's like 53% cotton and 47% linen. So it's nice. It's of course drier on my hands than this yarn. However, I really like how it's knitting up, and it's really a pleasure. If you use bamboo needles, then it's really nice to knit on this. Very addicting. And what I'll do now is to separate for the sleeves, finish the sleeves, and then knit a little bit more of the body. I want it as well, this one, quite cropped. Plus I'm playing yarn chicken again. Can you believe it? I have only this much, this much left. So I'll have to, play a little bit of yarn chicken again, unless I want to buy just one skein. But I like that yarn, so I might buy more. Last kind of barely a whip project. I cast it on yesterday evening when I was doing a Zoom meeting, and I'm using a beautiful color, which is this. This is basically my favorite color, I would say. I mean, my favorite colors are all very natural, nature-based colors, but this, it just sparkles so much joy. It just gives me so much joy. And what I'm knitting is a top that I'm kind of designing myself. I want this top that is very simple, kind of like a little bit of V-neck top, I say, and with a ruffle hem. Let's see if that will work. But yeah, I've been knitting not so much, as you can see, and it's keep curling because I'm just doing a stockinette stitch, and then afterwards I'll pick up the stitches and knit the ruffle hem. But I really like the stitch definition and how, yeah, this yarn is quite nice to work with. It's 100% cotton as well, and it's this brand Ancor Creativa Fino, it's a German brand. Yeah, I'll put it on the screen now. Very nice. The yarn doesn't split. It's very firm to knit on this pattern, with this yarn. It's nice. I think I'm done with whips and with this episode. So I'll wrap it up and go make myself some coffee, and then I'll just edit this video and upload it. And thank you so very much for joining me again today. I'm surrounded by my whips. I really wish you a lot of peace and kindness in these very special and challenging times. I wish that you will gift yourself space and kindness, and when you will be ready to be kind also with others, and just honest as well with others if you manage. And please, if you like to participate to the giveaway, I hope I'll be able to draw the winner by next episode. So on the 9th episode you will know the winner of the giveaway. I think I'll just use a random picker tool, one of those online platforms that you can just pick a random winner, so everything is more fair. Yes, have a wonderful rest of your day or night or morning whenever you're watching this. Thank you so very much for your support and for being here again. See you next time.